Alright, it's a hot video. Here it is, the end of February. So what I'm looking for is there's a couple fellows, a couple local yokels. They've been talking about this big deer up in here somewheres, and they say he's a big boy. So that's what I'm interested in. I want to know if he survived hunting season, and is he going to survive the winter? And now is the end of February, and I'm looking for him up in here, and I'll set him up for next season, next hunting season, 2024. So yeah, so here I am in February doing my scouting. The best time to do is when you got snow on the ground, so you can really see what's going on. How many deer's here and what they're doing. I mean, you can put cameras up everywhere, but still, I find the tracks are the easiest way to figure out things. Like, for instance, I'm on the edge of this clearing, old clearing, and they're not out there too much during the storm. Like, we just had a storm, and here's a deer bed right there. Look, see the way he pawed at that, and he was laying right in there. I don't know if the camera picks that up or not. Well, it's there anyways. So when you back up, you see like a leaner there, and you see like this giant hemlock. See, it's in here for shelter. When I pan around, you'll see another nice thick hemlock, and there, it's a couple more deer beds. Look at that, see? Alright, one there, one there. So they're in here. When it gets stormy, they use this place for shelter, and they make nice deer beds. Now, these beds here are made by smaller deer, but that's a pretty good sized track to come through here during the storm, because it's got some snow in it. But that's a pretty wide track. So we're gonna, I think Big Boy's here. We're gonna see if we can catch a fresher track of Big Boy, and then I'm gonna backtrack him to see what all he does and where he goes, and you know the old routine. You got to know your deer if you want a good shot at shot of a big deer. In my case, Big Boy. That's what I name him, Big Boy. And we'll get him, or at least we'll get a good shot at him. Anyways, we'll give it a good try, you know. So today, that's what we're doing today. I'll just show you a few tracks, and that's about it. And then I'll come back in late March while it's still some snow, just to make sure he survived the winter. And then if he survived the winter, well, you know he's going to survive till next hunting season. And then the question is, he's going to survive me? That's the question come November, isn't it? Anyways, we'll give him a good shot there next in November, and you guys tune in. You'll see if I get him or not. All right, just on the trail of Big Boy here, and see a couple more tracks that are a little more recent. And this one here is a good one to measure. See how the hoofs are close together, not spread out. If you want to measure a track's width, see this one here is almost 2.5 inches wide, right? Here's another one, see there's another one, and this one here is 2.25. You see the dew claws back here, and so what you want to do is make sure the hoofs ain't spread out, because when the snow's deep or mud, sometimes you'll have a misleading track where the hooves are spread out, so you can get a false measurement. and your deer won't be as big as what you thought. So what you're looking for is, well, a 3-inch wide track would be awesome. I've only ever came across a deer like that, and I never did get it, and that was a big deer. But if you can get 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, that's a big deer. So yeah, this one here is right in the range of 2 1/4, 2 1/2. So little big boy. So let's do a little more tracking, and then I'll shut her down. Still on the trail of big boy here. Another indication that it's a buck, and a good sized buck, is those drag marks. As you can see the drag mark, hopefully the camera's picking it up. You see, the bucks, they seem to drag their feet more, and the bigger and older bucks, they really drag their feet more. So that's an indication you're on the right trail. Anyways, I think I'm done backtracking this guy for today. You always backtrack because if you track them, right, you'll end up catching up to him possibly, and and if you spook him and he's ahead of you, he's going to go this way, that way. He's going to ruin your information that you're trying to gather in your head about where he's going and what he's doing, right? Whether he's coming from a food source, is going to a bedding area. But if you backtrack him, you don't have that problem. So it's best to backtrack them, unless you got a gun, and then you should track them. You know, if you're hunting. But yeah, if you're just scouting an area in the wintertime, late winter, early spring, you want to backtrack them. That way you get an indication of where he was going, what he was feeding on, where the feeding areas are, where the bedding areas are, where the shelter areas are, and so on, right? And that's about it. I got my gathered my information on Big Boy, and sometime in the summertime I'm going to pick a spot where this guy likes to go, and a good spot where I can get a good shot, and so on, and get it set up before fall, way before fall, so that I don't spook him in the fall. And then in the fall I'll have a good chance at a good deer here. Okay, and that's about it. All right, see you in the next one.